Well, good evening, everyone. Some of you might remember that October was sober October for me, which meant none of this. Brown liquid in my Discommon whiskey tumbler, which is quite nice. I'll lay it on here so that y'all might get a little look-see. It's quite beautiful. One of these whiskey tumblers recently found its way back to me. Not back to me, but to me in the first place, I should say. I originally ordered two. Hello, Orist. How are you doing, brother? So I ordered two from Discommon because Neil and team at Discommon do a great job designing things you never knew you needed, which is cool. This whiskey tumbler being one of them. It's solid aluminum. It's quite nice. It's hefty. It also transfers heat or accepts the transfer of heat quite readily. So right now it has an ice cube in it. That ice cube is melting really quickly. Well, why is that? We've talked about this a lot. Thermodynamics, heat transfer, energy moves from high sources of energy to lower sources of energy. High pressure flows to low pressure. High voltage flows to a ground. These kinds of things. I never thought I'd be teaching a basic science class. Evening, gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. Never thought I'd be teaching basic science as a dude on YouTube trying to hawk car parts. But it's kind of important because if without a basic understanding of science, you kind of don't know what's what. And you're going to get fooled. You're going to end up buying snake oil. So yeah, this is a handy illustration of how quickly a metal can transfer energy to the fluid and vice versa if the fluid is cold. So I suppose in some ways you could think of it that to cool off your engine bay, having an aluminum intake manifold is good because the coolness of the intake air is being transferred to the engine bay. Could potentially think of it that way. I don't know if that's the time. Oh yeah, we got some other goodies. Thank you. You washed my cup, didn't you? Look at you. So while we're talking about Discommon, these are the Discommon coffee cups. Let me move some of this off of here. We'll show off some Discommon wares. I'll get back in the mic. Sorry about that. There we go. Put these up here. A little bit back. There we go. So the coffee cups are not aluminum. They are ceramic. They are surprisingly ergonomic. You can see them over here. I'll demonstrate over here. They're also ergonomic on your lips. This little triangle piece right here. Put your lips right on. This put it right there. Right there. It's very nice. Unfortunately, they've had a bit of a mishap, as small design related companies do with logistics and whatnot. The palette of these has gone missing. So if you follow Discommon on Instagram at all, you're probably aware of what's happening with all that. They'll track them down and get them. They won't be gone forever, I'm sure. This is their bottle cap opener. Good evening, GT3 Maddie. How you doing, brother? So this is their bottle opener, and it's just supple and nice in hand. It's very hefty. Has this beautiful satin finish to it. I'm not trying to hawk them. We don't sell any of the parts. I just appreciate their design ethos. It's really cool. It's strangely soft. And when I asked Neil about it, I guess it's zinc. And then they bead blast the zinc so it has some level of texture, and then they chrome plate that leaves it satin and supple and soft, and it'll dent and ding and all that, but it's very heavy. And this is metal. I thought it was a rubber tip. It's actually metal, and it's just painted. Anyway, so I try and support my buddies when I can, even though I only got one of my whiskey tumblers, and then about 16 months later, I got the other one. So it wasn't obviously that important to me because I didn't chase him for it. Not that important, but it is a cool little thing. And this is machined one operation, I am told. For those who do machining, I would love for you to comment on this. Can't be one operation. No, there's like texturing and everything. Maybe they mean it's like chucked once. Or maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know. Could be both. So anyway, enough on that. The Sober October is over. It is November 1st. So cheers, lads. One of the guys that works here, relatively recent acquisition, if you will. Ryan made a funny joke in our Slack channel that, I was going to do Sober October, and he's like, yep, just in time for Bender November. And I was like, oh boy, I hope not. Whole point of doing Sober October is to show that I have some level of control over this craziness. And it's not even that crazy. So, how was y'all's week? Mine was busy. Little bit like crazy. We ended last week with our friends from Calibrated Performance in-house working on a number of products. What's going on, Jason? How you doing? Water Friday's over, brother. Water and coffee Fridays are over. Yes, sir. So Calibrated Performance. I had a sip and my lips are already not wanting to cooperate. And we worked on a number of projects, including Pumpkin. Those who have been following along, Pumpkin is, we'll call it a linchpin project. It's kind of the thing that will open the floodgates for a number of other projects for us. A lot of improvements to how well the CAN buses are married between 991 and 997. So that's really cool to see. We're not 100% yet. Still has some issues, but right now the issues are limited to the hazards come on, not it pops out of gear and does some other things. So traction control signals are going back and forth. I just set up this Windows laptop over here that we found in our ex-employee laptop pile that I have recommissioned and created as my own. It's cool. It's tiny. I like it. Reminds me of when I was actually working for a living for people. It's little tiny traveling salesman laptops. Dell Latitudes. You were badass if you had one of those. So yeah, dating myself, but all good. So that's good. Leeds Boxster has made significant progress. We're getting axles. We're getting clutch line put in and put together. The sequential's installed. Software's installed. Keypads going to go in. The paddles are here. Number of things moving forward in that. For those of you who don't know what Leeds Boxster is, we'll probably do a video about it at some point. It's been a lifer here. So not it has left and come back and left and come back and left and come back only because the owner of the vehicle wants to continue to do things to it and improve it. And we have a problem with the word no. There's Pumpkin. Yeah, you can put that up. That's good. There's Pumpkin. We didn't do a Halloween post this year. That was unfortunate. We were very busy with Black Friday and didn't even think about Halloween. So it's too bad. We're one of the few that actually have an orange 997 that looks like a jack-o'-lantern. So it's even named Pumpkin. Who knew? Mr. Justin Green's in the house and is baiting me with a knock-knock. Who's there? The anticipation is killing us because of the delay. So, continue on this. We have another project, 997 Cup Car that we're working on. Similar idea to Pumpkin. Yeah, Pumpkin looks great. And that's the Dyno Cell. Dyno Cell's got great lights in there. They're good for detailing cars as well. So, knock knock. I have no idea. Okay, what's up, brother? Then happy Friday. Cup Club Sport. Wire harness is in it, which is great. It's the only thing that's in it. We still have to build that car, and we kind of went back and forth with, do we strip the whole car down, build it up to be something really shiny and cool, or do we get a mechanical demonstrator? And so Daniel and his team convinced me that doing a dirty demo is probably a better thing to spend money on than to make it all shiny and perfect. So that's likely the path we're going to take. Also found out that if we need overflow wrench help, which is sometimes the case, there are a number of guys, and I never thought about this, but I suppose there has to be, that travel the world going to races, working for race teams to help rebuild cars when they crash them. And they need to retub them and et cetera, and they bring their tools and they bring all their know-how and they just travel the world doing that. And I'm like, oh, so we could literally have a cup car built in a matter of days when we have all the parts. So that may also happen in the new year. We'll see how that goes. Got some more, can sniffs of the 991.1. So that 991.1 GT3, so that we can compare to other cars that we have. We also have figured out that some of the things that we want to do with the ECU and the PDK controller are possible. We also took some data to scope out making our own PDK controller. So enough on all of that. That's the update on Pumpkin and whatnot. It is Black Friday. At least it's Black Friday at Dundon Motorsports. Yeah, we like time warped a whole month. And we did that mainly to kind of get in front of everybody. Because Black Friday is going to really start hitting hard here in a week or so. And then keep going. It gets earlier and earlier and earlier every year. We will be having our sale going from yesterday. Started yesterday, yeah, through till Cyber Monday, which I think this year is December 1st. Is that right, Justin? I believe so. Sale goes the full length of the month. Couple highlights. Any combination of exhaust and intake. So D3 packages for the GT4 RS, D3 packages for the 991.2 GT3 RS and GT3, for the 991.1 GT3 and GT3 RS, the D4 packages for the 997s, so exhausts, full intake manifolds, and Cobb tunes. Those are all 15% off. Lowering the prices in general is giving margin away, Justin. And then we have to go give them all on sale anyway in November because everyone expects it. So that's why. When you figure out how retail works, it's all psychology. Or we could be like Hermes and never have a sale and just make you buy a bunch of shit you don't want to then buy the thing you do want. So, but that seems stupid too. Yeah, it's also a lot easier to build a bunch of stuff knowing that it's coming. So, you're not helping yourself, brother, but keep at it. Keep at it. The idea that things made in America vetted with extensive R&D in a tiny little niche should be cheap is folly. We'll just start with that. It absolutely should not be cheap, and it isn't cheap because it isn't cheap to make it. It isn't cheap to develop it. It isn't. There's nothing about what we do is cheap. So, the idea that prices should come down over time also is wrong, because how many of yours wages have decreased in the last 10 years? I bet you none of you. How many of how much more are you having to spend on things? How much more expensive is it to live? Hence the need for more dollars to live, et cetera, et cetera. I shouldn't have to teach basic fucking economics on this channel either, but you know. Cheers to those that understand the basics of it. And cheers to those who are patrons of our small little niche in a large, crowded field of cardom. Hopefully, we were able to satisfy everybody's needs, requirements, itches. Hello, Twitch. I need that. I need that. I need that stuff. I need that stuff. So, speaking of needing that stuff, let me finish up telling you all about the Black Friday sale, just so that you know what's up and what's going down. Intakes and exhaust kits 15% off. Suspension arm packages 15% off. Exhaust systems with titanium mufflers in them 15% off. Full lab rat packages. Now, Jamie, what is a full lab rat package? Full lab rat package is any combination of MCS, Aero, and power. So if you had a 991.2 GT3 RS, let's say, I can help you, Jason. Give me 1 second. If you had a 991, we'll go with that. If you had a 991.1 GT3, we don't have the Aero released yet, so you can't have a full power package, but the deck lid is in process, and that'll be available soon. So let's use a 991.2 GT3 RS as an example. If you wanted to get 15% off that entire package, you would need MCS three-ways, you would need suspension arms, you would need Aero. That gets you 15% off. If you wanted to add power to it, you would also get 15% off by adding power to all of those other things you purchased. GT4 RS, lots of guys doing lab rat packages on GT4 RSs lately. Really transforms the car, settles it down, makes it really quite nice. Had an interesting discussion with a gentleman over Instagram Messenger the other day about our GT4 RS lab rat package. I'll come back to that. Remind me to come back to that. So GT4 RS would be full Aero, MCS, power package. Great combination. You also need a couple suspension arms to be able to get to the alignment settings that you're looking for. This is not an inconsequential thing, but 15% saves you a ton of dough when you're looking to do it. These are a few of my favorite things. Word up. Welcome, Simon. Cheers. So Jason, talk to me about what kind of guidance are you looking for on your 16 GT3? I assume it may have something to do with finger followers. Just a hunch. Orange paint on the Advans. It's orange paint on wheels. It's going to need to get refreshed. It's not horrible, but it gets beat up. It gets beat up. Great question. So Jason has questions about for an exhaust, loud muffler versus mini crack. It's still a street car. And what are the weight savings and power gain? So power gain between a mini crack and a loud muffler are about the same. Street headers on a 991.1 GT3, a 16 GT3, looks just like that. Great. Wow. Somebody was omniscient over there. You saw that coming. So you can see the headers come up. Primaries are up to the point where the collector is. And then the secondary is the rest of it. This is with a mini crack. Mini crack is going to be quite loud. There are still valves on it, so it tones it down a little bit. This is not take grandma to brunch little bit. This is your wife may tolerate riding with you on the highway maybe a little bit in a 991.1. Surprisingly, in a 992 GT3 RS, it's not so bad. So that's curious. Each car has its own little quirks and resonances and these kinds of loud muffler will be drone free. Mini crack will drone. Drone is that whoa, 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 whoa in the cabin kind of thing where it gets kind of noisy at a certain RPM, kind of hurts your ears. That's drone. Power gain on a 991.1 GT3 is pretty substantial. We have 40 wheel horsepower max, 30 wheel horsepower peak, just the headers. So just headers, 991.1 gets it to be more relevant. A 991.1 GT3 is about a 400 wheel horsepower car. To put that in context, a 991.2 GT3 is about a 445 wheel horsepower car stock. So, that's all right. We'll come back to that. If you're trying to maintain some kind of decibel limits for the track, then a mini crack will not do that. There is no way to quiet it down, and yeah, loud muffler. We have quiet tips. You can do all that. This is our little 991.1. This is a 15. Call it the lab mouse because lab rat's the big 992 black one, all scary and whatnot. This is what we've been up to on this one. This video will be dropping here shortly. We did a full suspension upgrade, all Dundon made parts, MCS. We're going to be showing the alignment procedures, what does what, why, how you can balance out caster, how you can change things. Even used a little PB blaster for those of you who actually wrench on there because this thing's got 50,000 miles on it. Needed some things chemically to help get crack it loose. What else? So yeah, that's the gist of that, Jason. If you're looking for drone-free street car, Street Header's loud muffler. Perfect. We sold a zillion of those. If you're looking for that hooligan in North Carolina, go out in the backwoods, be able to hear you a mile away, echoing through the forest, then mini crack. It's going to be a little bit of a trade-off, is all. So, weight savings. Mini crack is about, what is mini crack? 11 pounds? No. 7 pounds. Mini crack's about 7. Loud muffler's 28. So there's about a 20-pound swing from a loud muffler to a mini crack. Overall savings going from OEM to one of ours, even on a loud muffler, is about 40 pounds because of the side mufflers. You take those big, heavy side mufflers off. It does quiet it down some. Just please be very, very honest with yourself. This isn't the heart wants what the heart wants because there's other people in your life that will not like your very loud car. Be it housemates, wives, neighbors, sleeping children when you get up at 5 a.m. to drive the car, that kind of stuff. So as long as you're cognizant of that and those things aren't going to be an issue, then you're good. You're good. What's going on, Hatzel? Hatzel? How do you say that? Can you write that phonetically for me? Hatzel. That's cool. Hey, but the mini crack pipe does turn pretty colors. And that's Inconel. That's not even titanium. So that took a bit of heat to get it to turn all pretty purples like that. What's that from, Justin? Looks like a black car. I don't know. It's a good picture. Oh, that's 311 RS's 992 Cup car. Yes, sir. Yeah. If you've had a 964 RS with both bypass, yep, that's pretty loud. Then that's 2 3-cylinder engines going off straight in your head. Brap, 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 brap. Yeah, that's good. You'll be fine. Get your mini crack and be happy. Hatzel. Nice to meet you, Hatzel. The quick update manufacturing wise, Justin's keeping me on point. GD4 RS mufflers are in process. We have 9 moving at the same time. Bunch of skeletons have gone together, and Justin is madly trying to get these wrapped and welded before he leaves for the homeland. He's going back home. Home is Oahu, so he's going to be heading there middle of the month. I'm super jealous, although I did mention that my wife is wanting me to get us back to Hawaii sometime soon. She dropped that on me last night. I'm like, okay, well, nothing like last minute. I certainly want to go, but yeah, we'll see if we can make that happen here in the next month or so. So Black Friday sale. pumpkin update, manufacturing update. Most everything's in stock. A couple things that we're waiting on. We've had a run on wings and splitters here for last few days. GT4 dive planes we're waiting on. We've got things moving, coming in, try and make those come a little quicker. 992 headers are in stock. 991 headers are in stock. Tie mufflers always are kind of on a slow drip, getting through manufacturing, getting those done. Mini cracks, kind of the same deal. Got to take your time, get these things right. So those of you who have draft orders or abandoned carts, have been kind of shopping and kicking tires, I'll just tell you, knowing what happened last year with Black Friday and the year before that, don't wait until the last day and then go, oh yeah, I need to get this done, because you're gonna be waiting a minute at that point, because we're gonna have already been into likely a back order situation by probably halfway through or 3/4 of the way through Black Friday, even though we've been ramping for it the whole time.